The restaurant was packed with people, and the air was filled with the smell of spicy food and loud chatter. Suddenly, a man in a fancy suit stood up from his table, his face red with anger. He was yelling in a language no one else seemed to understand. The woman across from him looked scared, her eyes wide. Everyone stopped eating and stared. The waiters froze, not knowing what to do. Then, from the back of the kitchen, a quiet immigrant named Alex burst through the doors. He wasn't supposed to be out front, he was just a dishwasher. But he started speaking the same strange language. His words fast and clear. The angry man stopped yelling and listened. The whole room went silent. Alex was translating everything, helping them talk. But how did he know that language? And why was he hiding it? Just as things calmed down, a famous news reporter at another table pulled out her phone and started recording. "This man is a genius," she whispered. But right then, the restaurant owner stormed over, looking furious. "Alex, what are you doing?" he shouted. And that's when everything changed, because Alex's secret was out, and danger was coming. Now, let's go back to how it all started. A few months ago, Alex arrived in the big city from a faraway country. He had left his home because of a big war that made everything scary. His family was still there, and he missed them every day. Alex was smart, really smart. Back home, he had learned many languages in school and from books. He could speak English, Spanish, French, Arabic, and even some rare ones like Mandarin and Swahili. But when he came to this new place, he didn't tell anyone. He was afraid. If people know I'm too smart, they might send me back, he thought. So he got a job at a busy restaurant called Tasty Bites. His job was simple: wash dishes in the hot, steamy kitchen. No one noticed him much. He kept his head down, scrubbed plates, and listened to the world outside. The restaurant was always full of different people. There were families laughing, couples on dates, and business folks making deals. Alex heard them all from the back. Sometimes, customers spoke in languages he knew, but he never said a word. He just smiled if they looked his way. One day, a low moment came when Alex felt so lonely. He was mopping the floor after closing time, and tears fell into the bucket. "Why am I hiding?" he whispered to himself. But he remembered the stories from other immigrants, how showing off could get you in trouble with the law or jealous people. So he stayed quiet. That was a slow, sad time building up his secret life. But then, little highs started happening. One afternoon, while carrying out trash, Alex overheard two customers arguing at a table. They were speaking Spanish, and no one else understood. The man was saying, "You took my money." And the woman replied, "No, it's a gift." The waiter tried to help, but couldn't. Alex's heart raced. He wanted to jump in, but he bit his lip and walked away. That night, he couldn't sleep, thinking about how he could have fixed it. Maybe next time, he thought, feeling a spark of excitement mixed with fear. As days went by, Alex began secretly helping in tiny ways. This built tension inside him. For example, a family from France came in. Confused about the menu, the waitress struggled with their words. From the kitchen door, Alex whispered to her, "They want no cheese on the burger." She thought it was a lucky guess and thanked him. Alex felt a rush, a high moment of joy, but he worried someone might ask how he knew. No one did. Another time, during a busy lunch, an old man from China dropped his wallet. People around spoke English, but the man only knew Mandarin. Alex sneaked over, picked it up, and said in perfect Mandarin, "Here is your wallet, sir. Be careful." The man smiled big, but Alex hurried back before anyone saw. These secret acts made his days brighter, like little twists that kept him going. He felt useful, but the risk grew. What if someone caught him? The restaurant owner, Mr. Gomez, was a strict man. He yelled a lot and didn't like changes. "Stay in your lane, Alex," he always said. Alex nodded, but inside, he dreamed of more. One evening, during a slow shift, a low point, Alex found a lost phone in the bathroom. It was ringing in Arabic. He answered quietly, translating for the owner on the other end. "Your phone is safe at Tasty Bites," he said. When the person came to get it, they tried to tip him, but Alex refused. "Just happy to help," he whispered in English. That made him feel warm, but also scared. The uncertainty twisted in his stomach. What if Mr. Gomez finds out? Then came a bigger twist. A group of tourists from Africa entered, speaking Swahili. They looked lost, pointing at the menu. The waitress called for help, but no one knew the language. Alex peeked out, his heart pounding. This was a high moment building up. He could hear them saying, "We need directions to the hospital. Our friend is sick." No one understood the urgency. Alex's mind raced. Should he stay hidden or step in? The tension was thick, like a storm about to break. He took a deep breath, ready to whisper from afar. But just as he opened his mouth, the door burst open. A loud crash echoed plates falling in the kitchen. Everyone turned. And in that chaos, Alex saw his chance slipping away. Or was it? The tourists looked desperate. Alex's secret was bubbling up, closer to the surface than ever. Would he reveal himself now? Or wait for a bigger storm? Suddenly, one tourist fainted, hitting the floor hard. Gasps filled the room. Alex froze, his brilliance screaming to come out. What would he do next? The restaurant froze as the tourist crumpled to the floor, his friends shouting in Swahili, their voices sharp with panic. Alex stood at the kitchen door, his heart thumping like a drum. The crash of plates still echoed in his ears, but the fainted man on the ground was all he could see. "Help! He needs a doctor!" One of the tourists cried, but no one understood. The waiters looked lost, and customers whispered nervously. Alex knew he could translate, he had to, but his fear screamed louder. "If you speak, everyone will know your secret." Mr. Gomez, the restaurant owner, was already storming toward the chaos, his face like a thundercloud. Alex's mind spun. This was a high moment, a twist that could change everything. Would he step forward and risk it all, or stay hidden in the shadows? Let's go back a bit. After those small moments of secretly helping, whispering translations, returning lost items, Alex felt braver, but also more scared. Each time he used his languages, it was like playing with fire. He loved the rush of helping, but the danger of being noticed grew. One morning, during a slow shift, a low moment, he was scrubbing pots when he overheard two cooks talking about him. "Alex is weird," one said, "always so quiet. Bet he's hiding something." The other laughed. "Maybe he's a spy." They were joking, but Alex's stomach twisted. The tension was building, like a rope pulling tighter. He wanted to be invisible, but his heart kept pushing him to do more. Then came a high point that changed things. A woman came into Tasty Bites with a little boy who only spoke Arabic. They sat in a corner, looking nervous. The boy was crying softly, saying, "I want my dad." The waitress tried to help, but she couldn't understand. Alex, wiping down a counter nearby, heard every word. His chest ached. He remembered his own family, far away, and how much he missed them. Without thinking, he slipped closer and whispered to the waitress, "The boy's hungry but scared. Ask for his favorite food." The waitress blinked, surprised, but did it. When she brought a plate of fries, the boy's favorite, he smiled for the first time. The woman hugged her son, grateful. Alex slipped back to the kitchen, his heart soaring but his hands shaking. That was a big risk. What if someone asked how he knew Arabic? Luckily, no one did. But the moment was a spark, making him bolder. The next day, a twist came. A group of business people arrived, speaking fast in French. They were arguing about a contract, their voices loud. One man said, "This deal is a trick," but the others didn't get it. The waiter, confused, brought them the wrong food, and they got angrier. Alex, carrying a tray of glasses, paused nearby. He couldn't help it, he whispered to the waiter. "They want chicken, not fish, and they're upset about a bad deal." The waiter nodded, amazed, and fixed the order. The group calmed down, eating happily. Alex felt a rush, like he was a hero in a secret story. But as he turned, he caught Mr. Gomez staring at him from across the room. Those sharp eyes made Alex freeze. Did he hear? Did he suspect? That uncertainty was a low moment, pulling Alex back into fear. He vowed to be more careful, but being careful was hard. The restaurant was a magnet for people from everywhere, and Alex's languages were like keys to locked doors. One evening, during a busy dinner rush, a family from Mexico struggled to order. Their Spanish was fast, and the waitress kept getting it wrong. Alex, mopping nearby, muttered under his breath, "They want tacos with no onions." Another waiter overheard and passed it on. The family got their food and laughed with relief. Alex felt warm inside, but the knot in his stomach grew. He was helping more, but each time, he risked being seen. The tension was like a balloon, ready to pop. Then came the night of the tourists. It started as a low moment. Alex was tired, his hands sore from scrubbing dishes. The restaurant was loud, and he just wanted to hide. But when the Swahili-speaking group walked in, everything changed. They looked worried, asking about a hospital. No one understood, and the waiters were too busy to care. Alex peeked from the kitchen, his heart racing. He could hear their fear. "Our friend is sick. We need help." He wanted to run out, but his feet felt glued. What if Mr. Gomez caught him? What if someone asked too many questions? The moment was building to a high, the suspense so thick it was hard to breathe. Then the tourist fainted, and the room exploded into chaos. This was the highest moment yet. Alex's secret was like a wild animal trapped inside him, clawing to get out. He stepped forward, just one step, his mouth opening to speak Swahili. But before he could, Mr. Gomez's voice boomed. "What's going on here?" His eyes locked on Alex, suspicious. The tourists were crying, begging for help. The fainted man groaned on the floor. Alex's heart pounded so loud he thought it might burst. He knew the words to save the day, but saying them could ruin everything. The news reporter at another table was watching now, her phone ready. Someone whispered, "Call an ambulance," but no one knew where to send it. Alex's hands shook. This was it. His brilliance was about to spill out. Or he'd stay silent and let the moment pass. What would he choose? And what would happen if the truth came out? The restaurant was a storm of noise, people shouting, the fainted tourist groaning on the floor, and his friends pleading in Swahili for help. Alex stood frozen, one foot forward, his heart hammering like it would break his ribs. He could save this moment. He knew Swahili. He could tell the ambulance exactly where to go. But Mr. Gomez's glare burned into him, and the news reporter's phone was pointed his way, recording. If he spoke now, his secret would be out. Everyone would know he wasn't just a dishwasher. The suspense was choking him like a rope around his chest. Then the tourist friend screamed, "He's not breathing!" And Alex's fear shattered. He ran forward, dropped to his knees, and started speaking Swahili, fast and clear. "He needs a hospital now. Tell me what happened." The room went quiet, all eyes on him. The reporter gasped, her camera zooming in. Mr. Gomez's jaw dropped. Alex's brilliance was spilling out, and there was no stopping it now. But just as he gave the ambulance directions, a man in a dark coat stood up from a corner table, staring at Alex with cold eyes. Who was he, and why did he look so dangerous? Let's step back to the days before this explosion. After the close call with the French business people, Alex tried to pull back. He told himself, no more helping, it's too risky. But the restaurant kept pulling him in like a magnet he couldn't escape. One morning, during a low moment, he was stacking plates when a little girl dropped her toy under a table. She was speaking Portuguese, crying, "My bunny! I need my bunny!" No one understood her, and her mom looked helpless. Alex's heart twisted. He couldn't just watch. He crawled under the table, grabbed the toy, and whispered in Portuguese, "Here's your bunny, don't worry." The girl hugged him, and her mom smiled with tears in her eyes. Alex hurried away, his cheeks warm but his stomach cold. That was a high moment, a spark of joy, but it came with a twist. The waitress saw him. "How'd you know what she said?" she asked. "Curious." Alex mumbled, "Just a guess," and ran to the kitchen. The tension was growing, like a shadow creeping closer. Another day, a bigger high came. A couple from Japan was trying to order, but their English was shaky. The waiter was getting frustrated, and the couple looked embarrassed. Alex, carrying a mop, couldn't stand it. He leaned close and whispered to the waiter, "They want sushi, not soup, and they're allergic to peanuts." The waiter nodded, amazed, and got it right. The couple beamed, bowing to the staff. Alex felt like he was flying, but when he turned, he saw Mr. Gomez watching again. This time, the owner's eyes narrowed, like he was piecing something together. That was a low moment, a knot of fear in Alex's chest. He started avoiding Mr. Gomez, sticking to the back of the kitchen. But the restaurant was alive with voices. Spanish, Arabic, Mandarin, and Alex's languages burned inside him, begging to be used. Then came a twist that shook him. One night, a man in a dark coat came to Tasty Bites. He sat alone, sipping coffee, watching everyone. Alex noticed him while scrubbing dishes. The man didn't talk much, but when he did, it was in Russian. Alex understood every word. "Keep an eye on the staff. Someone's not who they seem." Alex's blood ran cold. Was this man looking for him? Was he from immigration? Or worse, someone from his old country, where being too smart got people in trouble? The uncertainty was a low moment, making Alex jumpy. He stopped whispering translations for a few days, terrified of being caught. But the pull to help was too strong. The day before the tourist fainted, a high moment sparked again. A group of kids came in, speaking fast in Spanish. They were lost, trying to find their school group. The waiters were too busy to help, and the kids looked scared. Alex, sweeping nearby, couldn't resist. He knelt down and said in Spanish, "I'll call your teacher. Tell me her name." He used his own phone, hiding behind the counter, and got the kids back to their group. They hugged him, laughing. Alex's heart soared, but when he stood up, the man in the dark coat was there again, staring. Alex's joy turned to ice. Who was this guy? The suspense was unbearable, like a storm cloud ready to burst. Now, back to the night of the fainted tourist. Alex's Swahili words poured out, guiding the tourist's friends to explain the man's illness. "He has a heart problem. He needs medicine," they said. Alex translated for the 911 operator on the phone, his voice steady despite his shaking hands. The ambulance was on its way. Customers clapped, amazed. The reporter was filming, whispering, "This guy's a hero." But Mr. Gomez pushed through the crowd, his face red. "Alex, you're just a dishwasher. How do you know all this?" Before Alex could answer, the man in the dark coat stepped closer, his hand in his pocket like he was reaching for something. Alex's heart stopped. Was this the end of his secret, or the start of something much worse? The restaurant was a frozen snapshot of chaos. The fainted tourist lay still, his friends kneeling beside him, their Swahili prayers mixing with the distant wail of an ambulance siren. Alex stood, heart pounding. as his words had just saved the day. Every eye was on him. Customers whispering, the news reporter's phone filming. Mr. Gomez's face twisted with shock and anger. Alex, explain yourself, Mr. Gomez barked, stepping closer. But before Alex could speak, the man in the dark coat moved forward, his hand pulling something from his pocket. It glinted a badge, a weapon. The room seemed to hold its breath. Alex's mind screamed, run or stay. His secret was out, his brilliance exposed, and now this stranger was closing in. Was he here to arrest Alex? Or worse, was he from the war-torn country Alex fled, hunting him down? The siren grew louder, and the man's cold eyes locked on Alex. Then the reporter shouted, "Wait! I know that guy!" pointing at the dark-coated man, and everything turned upside down. Let's go back a few days. After Alex's risky moments of helping like the Spanish-speaking kids, he tried to shrink back into the shadows. The restaurant felt like a tightrope, and he was wobbling. During a low moment, washing dishes late at night, he overheard two waiters gossiping. "That Alex guy's weird," one said. "He's always muttering stuff nobody gets." The other laughed. "Maybe he's a secret agent." Alex's hands shook as he scrubbed. The tension was like a heavy blanket, suffocating him. He wanted to help people, but every move felt like a step toward danger. Still, the pull to use his languages was too strong, like a song he couldn't stop humming. A high moment came during a busy lunch shift. A family from India arrived, speaking Hindi. They were arguing loudly, confusing the waiter. "We need food fast. Our train leaves soon," they said. Alex, wiping tables nearby, couldn't help himself. He whispered to the waiter, "They want rice and curry, no spices, and they're in a hurry." The waiter rushed the order, and the family left happy, tipping big. Alex's heart danced, but when he turned, the man in the dark coat was back, sitting alone, watching. Alex's joy turned to ice. He noticed the man's earpiece this time, like he was listening to someone. Was he a cop? A spy? The uncertainty twisted like a knife. Alex vowed to stop helping, but it was like telling his heart to stop beating. Then came a twist that shook him harder. One evening, a woman came in alone, speaking Arabic on her phone. She sounded scared, saying, "They're following me. I need help." Alex, mopping nearby, froze. He wanted to tell her, "You're safe here," but he bit his tongue. The woman hung up, looking around nervously. Then the dark-coated man walked in, sat 2 tables away, and stared at her. Alex's stomach dropped. Was this man after her? Or was he watching Alex, waiting for him to slip up? The low moment dragged on, Alex's fear growing like a shadow. He stayed in the kitchen, avoiding everyone, but the woman's scared face haunted him. The next day, a high moment sparked again. A group of deaf customers came in, using sign language Alex had learned from a book back home. They struggled to order, and the waiter was lost. Alex, carrying trash, signed to them from behind the counter, "What food do you want?" They signed back, thrilled, and Alex whispered their order to the waiter. The group ate happily, signing "Thank you" as they left. Alex felt like a superhero, but the dark-coated man was there again, now writing in the notebook. Alex's heart sank. The suspense was unbearable. Each act of kindness pulled him closer to danger. Back to the night of the crisis. The ambulance screeched to a stop outside. Medics rushed in, guided by Alex's Swahili translations. The tourist was breathing again, his friends crying with relief. Customers cheered, but Mr. Gomez grabbed Alex's arm. "You're not just a dishwasher. What's going on?" Before Alex could answer, the reporter's voice cut through. "That's Agent Markov," she said, pointing at the dark-coated man. "He's an immigration officer." The man's badge gleamed as he stepped forward, saying, "Alex, we need to talk." The crowd gasped. Alex's knees wobbled. Was he about to be deported? Or was there another secret about to explode?